Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we are looking at the rear seats for the Austin Healey 3000 BJ7 model. So obviously the Austin Healey 3000s, the four-seaters had a few different versions. This is specifically the BJ7. The rear seats on them, apart from the base pans there, which there was a bit of a crossover with the BT7, the rear backrest was unique to the BJ7. So essentially, as a whole kit collective, this is really only applicable to the BJ7. So just bear that in mind. We have done videos showcasing the other 3000 models, so do check those out. It's also worth checking out videos which will be linked at the end of this one, which showcase the rear seats trimmed up, fully trimmed up, so on either original or aftermarket hardware pieces. I've done a couple of videos showing that, so be sure to check those out, as it really does show you the different variants effectively. So you've got the covers, hardware, etc. Then you've got the finished result, all fully trimmed up, which of course we can offer, so bear that in mind. So this kit here, this video here rather, is going to show you the rear seat kit, which is effectively a three-piece kit. You've got 1, 2, 3 for the covers, and then we've got the hardware options. So you've got the base pans, metalworks, you've got the foams that go around the circumference of them, then you've got the backrest squab, which is woodwork, and then you get foam that goes in the middle of that there. Elements of these are sold individually effectively. So the rear seat kit is sold as a three-piece kit, 1, 2, 3, which is the seat cover kit. Then you've got the base pans, which are actually sold individually, so a singular unit, so you need 2 per car set. Then you get the foam surrounds there, which is sold as a pair, so a car set's worth. The woodwork there is sold singularly, and you only obviously need 1 per car, and then the foam is sold separately as well, so bear that in mind. So depending on the condition of your current hardware, you may or may not require certain elements of this, but I thought I'd put them all together in a video just in case you're at the beginning stages of your restoration and you're not entirely sure what the best course of action is in terms of what you do and don't need for the whole sort of rear seat section. Of course, do check out our alternative videos for the front seats as well, as you may wish to consider getting those at the same time. Now, this kit here has been done in dark blue smooth leather. We can offer grained and smooth for most colours, so be sure to check out our website. But smooth, effectively, there's barely any sort of graining to it, whereas the grained leather has a distinctive grain pattern to it. But yeah, for most colours we can offer grained or smooth. There is a price difference between smooth, slightly more expensive than the grains, so bear that in mind. And this kit has been done to full leather specifications, so there's no vinyl, and it's to go in a full kit that we've done for the customer, where everything's been done in leather. So even all the trim panels have been done in leather, and it's actually going to a very well-renowned Austin Healey specialist who we do all of their interior trim for, based up in Leamington Spa. I think we know who we're referring to, and we're very proud to be their supplier of interior trim, because they do fantastic work and it really does showcase our work very nicely. So this has been done to full leather, so it is an upgrade kit. To give you an overview of what is available from us and what normally left from the factory, with the seat covers you get a 3-tier option. At one end of the scale you get everything in vinyl, so all of the pleated panels, the retainer and the surround there would be vinyl. Same again on the backrest there, you got the pleated panel, the surround and the back element there would all be vinyl. Other end of the scale is what we refer to as full leather, which is what this is, where there is no vinyl, everything is in leather. And then you've got the middle ground option, which is what we refer to as leather faced, which generally means the facings of the seats, i.e. the bits that touch your body when you sit in them, they're leather, but then the backs and surrounds and retainers and things tend to be vinyl. We refer to that as leather faced. Other companies refer to that as leather. Do not get confused between what other companies refer to as leather and what we refer to as full leather, because a lot of people do get confused with that. Not many other companies out there do actually offer full leather kits, but often, certainly when prices are being compared, which is always a very strange metric I find for choosing your interior trim supplier, when quality and workmanship should be the real factor. But anyway, a lot of people get very confused by the pricing of things when they're comparing our full leather prices compared to someone that's just saying it's leather. They don't mean it's leather, they mean it's leather faced. So really be mindful of that when you are picking and choosing your supplier, but also really don't go on the metric of price. What It's the famous saying by William Royce, price is long forgotten. Quality is remembered long after price is forgotten, or something along those lines. So do bear that in mind when selecting your suppliers. It's one of the main reasons I set up this YouTube channel, is to really showcase the quality and workmanship of our kits. So bear that in mind. Anyway, so this kit has been done in full leather, so it's an upgrade kit. But yeah, we can offer a 3-tier option on it. Obviously, the rear seat kit itself, rear seat cover kit, is 3 pieces. So cushion bases, pair of, and a backrest base there, a backrest panel rather there. So the base covers themselves, obviously pleated panel, genuine tuck and roll pleats, as you can see there, into 17mm foam. They get the surround sewn on them. They get the piping on them with the overhang deliberately done and the piping stripped out, so that allows you to grab onto it, pull round, but you don't have to think about stripping out the piping, because it's as it goes around the corner of the base pan there. Now the piping is also another area to consider. We use Leathercloth for the majority of our piping. Basically, where colours allow, we use Leathercloth. Leathercloth is the original material used by many manufacturers during this era of production of the 50s, 60s, 70s. Sometimes referred to as vinide, sometimes referred to as Rexin, but effectively the same material. It's not vinyl. Vinyl is thicker, has a different backing on it, snags a bit easier when it's in the form of piping, when it's bent over so tightly like that. And again, it's one of those little details that we've always adhered to, which put us trumps against other suppliers out there who do cost-saving exercises by offering their piping in vinyl. For some colours, for complete transparency, for some colours of piping, we have to offer vinyl, as there is no Leathercloth available. But I'd say for at least 80% of our colours, Leathercloth is available, and we use that as standard. So again, it's those little touches there. So yeah, cushion base pan covers are those. Then you got the backrest squab, just to show you in a book. That's that panel there, sitting at the back of the car where the hood kind of folds down to, and then there are the base pans there. So the backrest squab is a fully sewn cover. Again, it is genuine tuck and roll pleats, and you actually get this element here which has no foam to it there, which acts effectively as a retainer as you pull it round the panel there. Again, you get this surround with piping either side of it, again extended deliberately so that that allows you something to grip onto and pull during the trimming process, because you do have to add a decent amount of tension during the trimming process to get the best results on those. Again, be sure to check out the video at the end of this one showing fully trimmed versions of these here. So that's the cover there. Then obviously on the back of this one, this is all full leather, which normally that would be vinyl for the original factory spec version of it, so bear that in mind. So they're effectively the covers there. Then you may wish to consider the hardware options. So let's start with the obvious base pans. Now these are the base pans that were standardly used in all of the 2+2 versions of the Healey. So you've got the BT7 models, the BN4 models, and of course the BJ7s, then the BJ8s as well. Now, for complete transparency, which is what we like to be as a company, these aftermarket frames are made generically to fit all of those cars, when originally there were very subtle differences. And the reason I mention that is you may find that you have to drill new holes in the effective bodywork of the car for these slots here, because they may not match up exactly. So just bear that in mind. They can be quite a tight squeeze and fit, but they do work. We do tend to recommend, where possible, that you just reuse your original metalworks. That means, that guarantees basically you know it's going to fit your car perfectly, because they came out of your car. But for those that aren't fortunate enough to have decent enough condition ones to reuse them, or perhaps they're missing, we do supply aftermarket ones, either in their raw form like this, or fully trimmed up if you want us to do the work for you. But bear in mind, you might have to just re-drill some holes in the bodywork of your car to get it to fit your car, but it's a fairly easy job in that regard. So obviously they're metal. They come with the fixing slots on them already. They also come with these holes drilled into them. Now originally, and you'll see this in the videos where we trim them up, you had a string effectively that went in and out, and that went in and out of this seam here effectively on the rear seat to sort of trim it down and keep it in place. Not a necessity by any means. It's an old hat way of doing it. These days, a lot of people bypass that and just glue it in place, and that would be absolutely fine. But if you do want to go the whole hog, then these holes do allow for that. So bear that in mind. And then also you'd want to consider using these foam paddings, which I've put that one roughly in place there. They're obviously oversized, so you can trim them down, but that's effectively, it goes around the ridge of that there. But during the trimming process, you'll find that you actually have a bit of an air gap on most of this anyway, which, as long as it's pulled nice and taut, doesn't matter when everything's said and done. Originally, I think they used a kind of felt material, but this foam works absolutely fine. We sell those by the bucket load, as you could imagine, based on all the Healeys that had them. Excuse me. So yeah, you may wish to consider those foam paddings as well. So there are the pans. As mentioned earlier, the pans themselves are actually sold individually, so a singular, so you'd need 2 of those for a car set, but the foams are actually sold as a pair, so bear that in mind. Then we got the actual backrest hardware effectively. So it's a plywood panel, and it has this ridge going around the circumference of it, so it's all put together, etc., for you, ready to go into the car. And that obviously gets trimmed over around that, but you may wish to also, or we would recommend that you get one of our foam paddings that sits inside there, and that basically adds the extra bit of resistance underneath. Even though obviously you've already got some foam underneath there, it does pay dividend to have that extra piece of padding in there to give the cover a nice bit of oomph to it. So we can supply that as well. They are sold separately to one another, so bear that in mind. But yeah, I think I've covered my bases with that. That's effectively what you should be considering for your Austin Healey BJ7 rear seat element of things. Happy to answer any other additional questions that you may have. I do try to be as informed as possible with these videos, but I do them off the top of my head. So any questions, do feel free to ask in the comments section, or better still, just contact me directly. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out the videos at the end of this one for other related either rear seat items for the BJ7 or other interior trim items that you may also wish to be redoing at the same time when restoring your BJ7. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts out there. Be sure to tune in next time, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.